Hi, we're Mel and Damien from Brittons on the Tuesday Marketplace in Kings Lynn, and this is another one of our short but hopefully useful videos designed to make buying and selling property much simpler.
So today we're going to discuss what happens from the moment you have an offer accepted on a property to the day you actually get the keys, which is referred to in the industry as conveyancing.
I think even the word conveyancing is slightly confusing when really what we're talking about is where the solicitors act to legally transfer ownership of a property or a piece of land from one person to another.
That's absolutely right, but it is quite a complicated process, which very often takes anywhere between 6 to 12 weeks, sometimes a little bit longer, depending on the amount of properties that are involved in the transaction, which is referred to as the chain.
Okay, today we're going to try and simplify this process for you, and towards the end of the video we'll let you know how at Brittons we can make this even easier for you. So Mel's going to zoom in on the flip chart because what she's going to talk to you about in just a second is exactly what the buyer and the seller solicitor do. I'm just going to draw your attention here to the finance part here. We'll assume for today's video that you are having a mortgage and also that you have spoken and taken some advice before offering on a property. The financial advisor, whoever they may be, will have gone through things with you. They will have credit scored you, checked your affordability, got proof in the form of pay slips and bank statements. The lender who's lending the money for the purchase will instruct a survey. A surveyor will go out and essentially say whether or not the property is worth the money that you are looking to borrow on it. If all of that goes according to plan, cross fingers, this will, the mortgage offer, this will tally in towards the end of the conveyancing process that Mel's about to run through. And I believe, Mel, you're going to start with what happens from the seller's solicitor.
Yeah, so both solicitors need to be instructed. First of all, the seller's solicitor will start the transaction by issuing draft contracts, property information forms, and title plan to the buyer's solicitor.
And when we're saying things, property information form, although there's other things contained, the phrase that everybody's aware of is things like the fixtures and fittings list, Mel.
Yeah, and also things like if you've made any alterations to the property that have required planning permission, who's responsible for what boundary, a whole host of things.
Fine. What happens next?
So the buyer's solicitor needs to approve the title plan, draft documents, etc., and then they'll apply for the searches.
The searches are the things where the solicitor will check on your behalf that they're not about to build some huge motorway or some construction behind the back garden of the property you're about to buy.
Yeah, and also environmental factors as well that you need to be aware of. So, for example, take flooding.
Wellies.
Yeah. So, once those are all received back, the buyer solicitor will raise inquiries. They'll be sent to the seller solicitor.
Yeah.
So the seller solicitor will then respond on behalf of, to the best of their knowledge, the inquiries that have been raised and send them back to the buyer solicitor for approval.
If everything goes well with that, where do we go to?
So that's for the benefit of this example. Say they're all approved, everything's great. The buyer will then be invited to go through the inquiries, sign the contracts. The mortgage offer at this stage we hope will have dropped in, so they'll also be signing the mortgage offer. They'll be asked to transfer the deposit over to the buyer's solicitor bank account. At that stage, exchange will be discussed, and prior to exchange, a completion date needs to be organised and mutually agreeable to both parties, so the person selling and the person buying. Exchanging will happen, which is where you're legally bound to buy the property and the completion date is set.
And when you say completion date, exactly what do you mean by the word completion?
That is when you get your keys.
Okay, let's move out, move in date.
Yeah.
That's really good. Now, I think it's right to say that during this process things can and often do go horrendously wrong.
Absolutely. It's a very stressful thing, understanding terms that you're not necessarily familiar with, and it's highly emotive. This is your home, so we have a dedicated sales progressor to take charge of that for us.
Yes, we do. This is one of the things we do very differently. Our dedicated sales progressor is called Emma, and Emma's role on a daily basis is to be talking to the buyer solicitor, the seller solicitor. She'll be talking to surveyors, Mel. She'll be talking to estate agents, up and down. If there's other properties involved, the estate agents there. She'll coordinate all of this and she'll feed back to you on a regular basis to keep this as stress-free for you and as simple as we possibly can. This is all included in what we do, and this is just some of the difference that we can offer you here at Brittons.
She's also very knowledgeable and experienced in this, so she can coordinate extremely well.
She certainly is. Thanks for watching today. If you've got any more questions regarding conveyancing, do come and see your local property experts. Check out all of our latest property at brittons.net, and we'll see you on the next video. Life is so much better when you're